Go ahead.
So what I see is a big jubilee, yeah, and all this. There's so many back taxes and I don't know, call them student loans, all the shit that goes with it. You can't take that into sort of a new world of in the structure that's going to challenge it, because it's the structure, it's the problem that got us into the situation, right?
Yep.
And we know that's never worked, blah blah blah, right? And at some level it has to be taxed, and it has to be taxed in a different way, and maybe it's 10%, and that 10% goes on a worldly basis, but there has to be some sort of infrastructure with that until that solution starts to show itself. That's what we're on, but we've got to write something off, and I think there's going to be a massive write-off of debt of a jubilee, especially in the States.
Big time,
yeah?
Big time. Yeah, because we're talking about a whole new currency situation, you know?
Yeah. And you can't take, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. There'll be some sort of maybe lawsuit or something like that with legalities in it, but it's a breakthrough with you. Yeah, and I think if you're listen to it like this, right? If you're dealing with the situation and what you're creating, you have to have it in balance, right? You have to be on the other side of that, yeah, fighting that. You need both. You can't just go at that. You need both. That's the whole point. Night and day, all day, right? So the whole idea is that this is, think of that as your tax office and think as to what you're doing. And as you're going up in that, you're breaking the system because you're finding out about it and the way that it works anyway. Yeah. And all of these things, they work together. They have to work together. It's a part of the process.
Yeah.
So that's the important part of it. Okay, good. And there's a breakthrough with that. So I'm not too overly worried about that. It'll seem to sort itself out at some level or another, without a doubt. So you're going with, so you look happy in a relationship, yeah?
Yeah.
This is important.
Yeah.
It looks great. All of that looks great. It looks like love. It looks like all the damn good stuff in life, right? Looks good. And remember, just really do appreciate that. But it feels like it's all moving in the right direction. I don't see any particular challenges there, unless you want to ask me anything.
Not really right now.
Okay. Just go, and what I'd written there is just go with the flow. With the relationship you have with yourself is obviously the most important, and you're with others, and the most intimate ones only reflecting other relationships in your life, right? So it's all about that kind of stuff. And you need something to ground you. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So this is really important. I have to work on that shit every day. Yeah, so I know why Earth's like a negative vibration, the sun's, the positive vibration, and illness only starts from having too much positivity in an energy field, period. That's that simple to me. Yeah, so when that's in balance, like it is, that keeps us like this in Earth spinning through space. Yeah, it's that you're looking at. So and Bali's great for that. Yeah, so having nothing on your feet is great for that. Walking on all of the shit that you need to know, and it's all good for that. That is vital. Yeah, that and vitamin D for you is absolutely fundamentally vital in your health. And that because of your vulnerability in your mind, and that's because all your energy, will be there. Yeah, and that's what your birth chart says. Yeah, so the vulnerabilities in that I got to get in my body. I've got to stay in my body. I've got to be really grounded. So, do you eat meat?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Yeah, it's important. Good. You need to eat meat. Right? All of that stuff. Diet's great, and this. Now, you're not that type. You need to eat meat. Yeah, and because it'll just make you better and stuff like that. So it's important. So just remember that on a daily basis, or press pusher points, or work with magnets, or whatever you need, just do it. There is this stuff to do with money. Are you waiting on money to come in?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. So again, there may be some sense of delay with that, or a misunderstanding or something like that, maybe more than anything. But you've got finances coming in. This is a lot to do with your Pluto, thank God, in the 8th house, big finances. That sort of trines your Mars, I think, yeah. And so that's assertive in its way, but it's still out in the ethos somewhere like that, floating around. Yeah, okay. So don't be too worried about it, because it'll come in.
Come in. Yeah.
Don't be worried about it. Yeah. It will come in. Sorting your projects out is probably your priority. To pay great attention to what you're doing right now is what they were saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now. So what you're working on in this system like this, it looks like this as I'm doing it, right? Yeah. Very important.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right. And it feels like you get it. I mean, I've got massive confidence since looking at this. I've got massive confidence in you. But you've
Okay.
got a lot of challenges. Stay under the radar. I mean, these motherfuckers, I'll tell you, I've had loads of problems with these motherfuckers. Just by talking to people who I've talked to, and I'm talking a little mate in the world, I don't even, I've been shadow banned. I got took off with my podcast because I started talking all about the stupid pandemic and all that bullshit. So I've had lots of trouble. And what I'm doing now is I'm writing a book. I'm halfway through this book because I'm predicting the future, and I'm going to try to warn people of what the shit is going to go on.
Yep.
Yeah, because okay. And by doing that, that's why I've not really done anything or come out about anything, because I'm just going to wait for it and drop it and then let it go. Yeah, and I'm not a book writer. I'm never going to write another book in my life. I'm not interested. I'm doing it because it would bother me if I didn't do anything else about it.
Yeah.
Because the world is about to do this.
Big time. Well, I think this is good for now. I really appreciate we talk more. Thank you. So it confirms everything. I think I'm going to end this recording real quick because I do have a question.